Hi, my name is Mona Suzuki. As a follower of Christ, I am so thankful that He gives me eternal purpose and meaning in life. Being a physician or healthcare worker is more than a profession. It is a privilege. It's more than an honor. It is humbling. And it's more than a career. It's a calling. I'd like to share some practical ways on how to include Christ in our everyday patient or client care. I hope that this video will spark some ideas for you in your healthcare setting. And if you have ideas or suggestions to add, please contact me online to share them, as I'd love to hear from you. If I receive more ideas, maybe we can do part 2 of this video. We'll review 4 practical ways to branch out for Christ. So let's get started. First is the physical space or place, setting in which you work. In my reception area, we have wall hangings and decorations. There's also the daily bread that people can take. In our exam rooms, there are wall hangings, calendars with verses, and pictures of medical missions to Nepal and Myanmar. If patients ask about the pictures, then I can share. These physical items create opportunities to share the love and reality of Christ. If you're not in an office setting or you don't have control over your physical space, or if you're mobile, on the go, you might consider wearing a cross or a pin, a lanyard, or a sticker on your name badge, all that offers hope or a conversation piece. It's always great to wear a smile. Second are providing free resources, such as pamphlets that people can look through on their own. On the plastic rack, I have a small sign that says, "Please take 1 or 2 to help the inner you." So when I left the exam room, they can take what they want without feeling pressure from me. I'd like to highlight a couple of them. First is the Purpose-Driven Life pamphlet. It's just the first 7 days of the larger book, and at the conclusion of the 7th day, the good news is presented. The other resource I like is June Hunt's ministry, which has multiple topics, which I purchased on the website called Christian Book Distributors. These come at a cost, but I believe it's worth it. Imagine the eternal impact these booklets can have. For those who are mobile or don't have a control over your workspace, you may consider carrying the Purpose-Driven Life pamphlet or other tracts in your pocket. You can give away as it's appropriate. Each patient is a person that is precious to Christ. Each day in medicine is a ministry. The third practical way to include Christ in our everyday lives is to plan to pray and pray to plan. For example, our office prays every morning on Mondays to start the week, to acknowledge that we need His perspective and strength. We need His compassion and humility. We need His patience and wisdom to provide the best quality care we can for our patients and for His glory. Our office also prays every Thursday during our weekly office meeting. We pray specifically for our patients who are in the hospital, who are having surgery, or who are struggling in any way. Then quarterly, we pray for our office ministry. Here we pray to plan and focus on asking God for His vision in seeing beyond the obvious. Some might term this spiritual strategic planning, how to make a wider impact looking forward. There is such value as we plan to pray and pray to plan. The fourth practical way to let Jesus shine through us is through our direct patient contact. Nearly every encounter with a patient is an opportunity to share the love of Christ. So during conversations, I'm asking the Spirit to help me respond as He would. I ask God for wisdom, discernment, and insight. I realize that I'm a branch connected to the vine through which only God makes things grow. I must admit that sometimes I might start to feel, tired or a bit irritated. But then, I'm convicted that the Spirit moves me to rely more on His strength. And it's a humbling thing. And so I find it necessary to be dependent on Jesus, my vine, and not rely on my own strength. For most EMR messages, as I'm typing back a response, I'm praying for that patient. And at times I'll write them to let them know that I'm praying, and many appreciate it. Being a physician or healthcare worker is more than a profession. It is a privilege. It's more than an honor. It is humbling. And it's more than a career. It is a calling. Medicine is a ministry. We in the healthcare field have a wealth of opportunity right before us to minister to the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual needs of our patients. Let's see as Jesus sees. Let's feel as he feels, and live each day as a branch hanging desperately to the vine. For it is only God who makes things grow, all for God's glory and for his eternal purpose.